What's up everybody, this is Hillbillies here, and welcome to episode 2 of my game pickups video. I've decided to kind of change it up a little bit, do it like this, because I have shaky hands, and yeah, the last video was pretty bad and shaky, so I figured this would be a better way, and I could also, just kind of pick up a game and show you guys, or a controller, and be like, hey, I got this, and it might work a little better. I do immediately apologize for, the cloth that I have back here that you see. Just because all the light comes in from that window and it's really, really bright on the camera. And yeah, I don't have a lot of ways to fix that. I don't have a lot of room to record and stuff. I'm in the middle of, like I say, renovating, so normally there'd be blinds there, but yeah, renovations, right? So, yeah, I guess let's get to it. I'm going to show you a couple of games that I picked up in the last 2 weeks since I went and got the last ones, and yeah, we'll be back in just like a second, guys. Okay, everybody, I'm back. I kind of did some camera stuff, and I hope it's a little better for you guys. I do immediately apologize for the audio. I know it's not, perfect, but it's what I can do with what I have right now. I don't have a mic or anything, and I'm using a Sony Handycam, so it should work alright for now. I tried to fix the lighting too, but, enough of that. You guys want to see some games. So, to start off, I did go to this is a couple of thrift stores and what we call the Value Village, which is basically people donate, and I guess it's kind of like a thrift store too, but the employees aren't volunteers, they're paid and they work there. So, a couple of things, let's see, to start, is I got a bunch of computer games to start off, so you guys know. All of these were actually $1 each. It's pretty cool. I don't really play PC much, but I might, once I get my desktop and whatever. So the first one is, I got the political machine, and I got the booklet and the game for it. I don't have a box, I didn't see it there. I don't know if they threw it out or it's somewhere else on the shelf that I didn't see. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure about these games. Never played it, don't know if I will, but PC game for $1, I don't mind. So the next one after that, I got Need for Speed 3. Hot Pursuit. Sorry about the glare, like I say, guys. Yeah, I haven't played this either. I think it's also supposed to be the PC as well, so that'll be a fun game. Once again, just $1, as you see right there. $1. Pretty great. Very happy about that. I got Ski Racer for PC as well. Like I said, these are all going to be PC, so I got Ski Racer. What is this? The Lost Treasures of Alexandria. It's like I guess it's one of those puzzle games. You gotta put two things together, or three, and it breaks the blocks and things like that. There's like 200 levels though, so this is one of those, you get bored one day, you want to play something, this is the kind of thing that you want to play. That'd be great. So, of course, this I might find interesting is Microsoft Flight Simulator 98. Never played it. Maybe I played a little bit of the Flight Simulator games, but I've never played this one, so we'll try it out and see how it works. I gotta see if I can hook it up to the laptop and whatnot first. I'll go through some of these other ones quickly. Another puzzle game, Shanghai. It's like Mahjong tiles, if I said that right. It's basically, that's what it's for. Surprisingly, some of these like puzzle games are worth a little bit more. Like I think this one was worth $9 according to Price Chart. I don't know when the last time it was updated, but I paid $1. I don't mind. I find, I may as well try and get the games if they're all $1 now. A couple of weeks ago, I guess 3 or 4 before I started the pickups video, I picked up the Sims Complete Collection, like an actual box, of all the 6 CDs. And when I went back to the same place that I usually visit, I actually got all of the Sims CDs separate. So now I have a collection box that says, has all 7 discs in it, but I also have, The Sims Unleashed, The Sims Hot Date, Living Large, House Party, and Vacation. So these, like I say, all of these Sims games that you see here, those were all as well $1, and I figured, what the hell, if I know somebody who wants to play The Sims, I have extra ones and whatnot, and it's always great. You might lose one or something happens, right? Now I think the last PC game that I picked up this week is Everest. It looks like an older mountain climbing game. It's actually made, as you can see up here, it's sponsored, I think, by National Geographic, so I figured that might actually be kind of interesting. You might learn some stuff and get to do some climbing and whatnot at the same time, and it's all in the box. you know, not the greatest condition, but you know, it's still a box PC game. I like to have them, you know, up there on the shelf, and I think it looks pretty cool like that. I just enjoy, you know, the look of them and whatnot. Now, from the same place, these are kind of hitting. These are, I guess, all right pickups for sure. I guess there's for the GameCube, I picked up the Splinter Cell game because my wife has the GameCube, and you know, she doesn't have like 50 or 60 games like I do for most of the other consoles. We share them all, of course, you know, and whatnot. So I figured to get her picker up this. Paid $6 for this. I figured that was a fair price. You know, if I go to a pawn shop or wherever else or on eBay, I'm probably going to pay around the same anyways. So that's cool. A game that I don't know if I'll ever play. I might try it once just to see, but it was $2 and I couldn't say no. But it's for the PlayStation 2. It's a Kim Possible game. Now, I remember the cartoon from when I was very young, so, you know, I might put it in and try it, because, you know, it's just one of those games, you know, add it to the collection and have it. And you can see it doesn't have the proper label, like somebody printed this out, you can see. But inside, there's the disc and the actual booklet, so, you know, that's kind of okay. I can find the cover somewhere else at some point, and like I say, I may play it, I may not. Might be a trade thing. Maybe somebody younger I know wants to play it or whatnot. I can give it to them. I don't mind that kind of thing. As long as somebody can have fun with it, right? That's pretty much the best thing. As well, now I'm going to move on to... well, this was interesting, because I walked in. This was like the first time I'd officially said, you know, I'm going to go there every single day after work. And I have been. I've been going there every day after work. Never know. Sometimes I get nothing. Sometimes I get 2 things, 1 thing, 10 things, you know, whatever. This time was great. I walked in and I got 15 different controllers for the console. And it was crazy. Like, I don't even know where to start, to be honest with you guys. Like, I just got so many. Because there's some that were separate, kind of thing with consoles, because I also got some consoles as well, and I got games and things like that. So one of the cool things that I was real happy about, because I didn't see them very often, is 2 or 3 weeks ago I had bought 2 original Xboxes from the same place, but they were both, you know, fried and water damaged, so I kept them for parts instead. I paid $15 for one, $9 for the other. Kind of sucks, you know, kind of a loss, but I can use it for parts in the future. But to go along with those, I guess, I paid $3.99 for each one of these. Well, I paid $3.99 just, you know, for all of the controllers that I'm going to show you. So not a bad price, you know. You go to a pawn shop or something, going to be at least $5. So I got 2 Xbox original controllers. They're actually in great shape. The buttons and whatnot, they're all very stiff, very solid. The thumbsticks aren't that worn out. So, you know, they're actually really decent controllers. I enjoyed them too. I think the Xbox controllers are probably one of the toughest. They take a lot of hits and a lot of falls, and they seem to work great. And I love the emergency, like, if you trip over your cable, it unplugs the cable and doesn't pull your console off the wall, which is really great. You know, now they have wireless and stuff like that, but I just thought that when it came out, that was a really great idea. Enough of that, though. That was for the original Xbox. Now, I got 2 PC controllers. Here's one of them. As you can see, they both hook up. They hook up like that. So they're older. Like, one's a Logitech. I guess this was for a gaming, and this one I'm not sure if it was for gaming, or does it have games already programmed? I'm not sure yet. I don't have a PC that I can hook this up to yet, so I'm going to find out when I do. No idea, though. So, kind of cool to see. Just, you know, $3.99, whatever. Pick them up, right? Something I don't have. Add it to the collection. So I got that stuff. Now, PlayStation 1s seem to be... There's something about PlayStation 1s. They're super easy to find here. I don't know what it is. I've been really lucky with them this week. I found 3 of them this week, which is what I'm going to show you guys, really. But I got 4... Since I got so many, I guess they were on the shelf and stuff with the controllers. Like, I've got a couple of PlayStation 1 controllers. Again, $3.99. I've got... how many of these do I have? Well, in total right now, in the last 2 weeks, I've got, you know, 2, 3... oh, starting to run out of room, but there's 4. This is a modded, well, not modded. It's a third-party controller. It's called SuperPad PSX 1000. So that's kind of cool. Third-party controller for the PlayStation. Never really seen it myself, but that brings the total up to kind of like 5, I guess. 6, but not in the best condition. You know, missing the rubbers there. But you know, like I say, something breaks, I can take them apart and use them for parts. You know, I'm missing buttons or something, then that's fine like that. The thing that I thought was cool, I got I guess this is a PlayStation 2 controller. Looks the same, but it's black, so that kind of indicated to me that it was PS2 most of the time. I think that's what it was. You know, the PlayStation 2s were this is called the DualShock 2, and then DualShock 3 for the PlayStation 3, and, you know, DualShock 4, PS4, that kind of thing. But one controller I'd never seen before for the PlayStation, and this is a PlayStation 1, I think is actually it's a clear, it's like a see-through clear blue controller, and I thought that was pretty cool. Never seen one. It is missing the trigger up there, but like I say, you know, the buttons are all the same colors on the other ones. So I'm just going to take one of the other controllers that, you know, is not in great shape, and I'm going to put it with this one, and then, you know, I can play with a really cool, like, see-through blue one. I thought that was really nice, and for $3.99, like I said, to get all of these controllers for $3.99, that's pretty great. And that's just the PlayStation 1 controllers and the PlayStation 2 ones that I picked up. There's also... Let me see, I'm sorry, I've got to drop these all over, kind of putting them everywhere so I can find some more room for myself here. Now, I got pretty lucky, I guess, with this one. It's the same day, I happened to be walking along and I looked and I saw, oh, well, there's a Wii, you know, part of the Wiimote, right? You know, I have a Wii for the wife. We got the Red Mario edition because that was the most wanted. Well, call the most wanted, it's a pawn shop nearby where I live. And I kept looking around, and I was like, I wonder where the other piece is. But instead, what I found is the Wii controller. So I might try this. You know, it's nice to have both of them, like the hand piece, but these as well. You know, for certain games that probably works a lot better like this. So this I was very glad to get. You know, just having an extra Wii one, because we only have the one controller right now. So the fact that my wife and I can finally play some Wii games together, that's pretty fun. Can't wait for that. Gonna have a couple fun games, and to go along with that stuff, of course, for $1.99 instead, I got, well, actually a couple things for the Wii. There is the Rock Band Wii adapters, both of them. You know, they're just connected to each other right now. I got an official Wii racing wheel. There's a couple of these, but this one, you know, said Wii on the back and has Nintendo on the front, so I figured I'd rather have that one than like a black one or a white one with nothing on it at all, so I figured that'd be okay. Now I got just a, you know, a Wiimote holder, $1.99, figured, what the hell, why not? There's a fun, they always show up there, so it's not one of those things that I guess is that amazing, but still figured I'd show you guys. It's still something I picked up. Now, there's also been there was an older man there who, he goes there very often, pretty much every night like I do, and we've been talking a bit, and I let him know I was always looking for controllers, and one time, he's like, oh, I found you a controller, and I showed up, and you know what it was? It was like, it's a third-party Sega Genesis controller. I was like, no way. You actually found a Sega Genesis, like, third-party? I thought that was so cool. I'm so glad to have this. I don't have many Sega Genesis ones, so really cool to get this. Very happy about that. $3.99, you know, great. I love it. It's going to be awesome. Unfortunately, this next one, I didn't notice at the time, but it doesn't bother me too much because I have lots of other controllers for the console. But I got a GameCube controller here, and you know, as much as, oh, that's awesome, but if you look here, you can see somebody had, I guess, pulled on it just a little too hard, and there's a wire missing there, and these are here. I probably could take it apart, connect the wires again and make it work, but you know, I could also use it for parts and things like that if I need to, but we'll see about that. That's just one of those cool things like that I found. I enjoy that. I think that's pretty much everything for, oh, nope. It's not everything for the controller, sorry guys. Before I get to that though, I want to show you something really cool. This is something I actually picked up just yesterday with one of the PlayStation controller, or with one of the PlayStations, because by the way, like I said, I picked up 3 PlayStation 1s this week, so yeah, I was quite happy about that. You know, always good for parts. Some of them actually are in really great shape and the buttons work real well, because one of the things I noticed with the PlayStation 1s, like that button there, a lot of the time it gets stuck. So to find ones that they work really nicely, I'm really happy about that. So some of them work great, some of them not, but you know, for those were $10. There was, one of them came with 2 controllers for $9.99. One came with no controllers for $9.99 another time, and then I got another time I paid $10 for it with 2 controllers and, you know, all the attachments and whatever. So I thought that was a good deal. I noticed though the strange black box on the shelf, and I was like, you know, that's kind of weird, and I looked and I'm like, those look like controller ports or spots you can plug in. I'm like, I recognize that, that's for a PlayStation. It's not for the PlayStation 1 now when I got home because I did test it, but it's actually it's a third party made by Hip Gear, but it is a PlayStation 2 multi-tap. So you can have up to 4 players now hooked up to your PlayStation 2 using this. I found out it was PlayStation 2. If you guys will just give me a second to show you. You have the PlayStation 1 and you want to go put it in, right? And it sort of fits, but you can see that bottom one just doesn't match up properly there. So that, means it'll be a PlayStation 2 one, but when I get a PlayStation 2, this will be really cool to have. I'll make sure to have all sorts of controllers and whatnot, although I'm sure the PlayStation 1s work anyways and would fit probably. So that would be pretty cool. I've never seen it before too. Never even, thought about a multi-tap for the PlayStations. I looked it up after and there are some for the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2, but I'm just real happy to have that. And I think I paid like $1.99, maybe $3.99, and I'm sure most people probably just passed it up and didn't even know what it was. I almost did, so I'm glad I actually got it. Now, I found this was interesting too. I kind of actually laughed over this because I've been watching the Loch Ness Monster recently, and I really enjoy his game pickup videos. He does a great job with them. He finds so many cool things, and I just found it hilarious. Like, I'm not up to his newest episode yet, but I'm working on it. So I'm getting up there. I'm at 30 episodes or 40 episodes or something like that now. I have to check again, but I found it funny because I watched his videos, and one of the things he picked up was like this Star Wars kind of Darth Vader controller for it's one of those plug and play games, right? And I actually went, and when I picked up all like the controllers and stuff, I actually found the same one. Let me unwrap it here so you guys can get a better look of it. But I found pretty much the same. I think it's the same controller that he found. Must have been a popular type thing. I did plug it in, tried it. And it's got like 5 or 6 games on here, and they're not actually that bad. If you're bored one day or you're with other games, you want a bit of a challenge or just something to play, these are actually not that bad. So I'm making sure to pick up these kind of plug and play games more often. $3.99, not bad at all. I have another one that's called, it's a casino one, it's 6-in-1 games, so I think that would be pretty cool. So let me just wrap that up here, and I think that's it for the that's all the controllers and the games, sort of, but I got 2 more things I want to show you guys that I was very happy about. One of them I'm not playing and whatnot, but I figured it would look really cool on the shelf and everything, so give me a second here. The first one, it was there for 2 days, and I wasn't sure about getting it or not, and it's the World of Warcraft Cataclysm Collector's Edition. And inside this, if you guys will let me open it here for you, it's in like great shape. I don't play World of Warcraft, to be honest, but I know it's a very popular game. I may even try it now because I have this. I thought it was really cool. I love when they do collector's editions of things. I think they just look really nice on the shelf. So I got a cool, like a mouse pad with it. I got a giant art book here underneath that. Like, I mean, giant art book. For a computer game. Like, look at that. That's crazy. I thought that was awesome. And underneath all that, there is, of course, the game and whatnot. Actually, I got, the 2 discs, because there's an expansion underneath that. I got the disc I can play, so I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure what these ones are, because I have this disc here. I guess it must be just more expansions. And I got these cards that came with it as well. Like I said, I'm not, too familiar with it, but I just thought that it was a really cool looking set, and I had hummed and hawed over it for like a day or two. And then they had this cool 30% off thing that if you filled up these special cards, you get 30% off, and I thought that was great, so I did that. But they were only asking $10 for this. Like, I was like, $10, okay, I gotta have it. Put it up on the shelf, and it looks really cool. Nice big box. It's still got everything in it, in great shape. Somebody obviously loved it, took real great care of it, so I'm really happy about that, and that's definitely one of the things I'm really happy about, even though I don't really play it all that. I've never played it, but I might try now, so we'll see. Another cool, exciting thing, definitely that I really love, is at the same shelf, I got, finally, the Halo Reach. This is the limited edition one, which is, there's the Legendary Edition is the one above that, but, it was there, and I picked it up. It was $20, but what I did is I actually put these 2 together, and I used my 30% off card, and I ended up paying $21 for the World of Warcraft Cataclysm Collector's Edition and the Halo Reach Collector's Edition. And you know, like I said, I love the Halo Reach games. I had them all the time. I never buy the Collector's Edition, to be honest, because for me, they're just, you know, they're too expensive, and I can't afford to do that at the time, and I'm pretty cheap like that, so I always wait. But I thought it was a really cool set, because inside you obviously get the disc. Underneath that, though, is this cool, like, I opened it, I was like, that's interesting, and it's like this really cool packaging, you know, and it even says on the back, like, UNSC top secret, you know, for eyes only kind of thing. It's got all this, like, order details, and they went, like, really all out when they made this, so I can't imagine what it would be like if I got the, like, the full Legendary Edition. So, but inside that is also really cool. They give you this awesome book. It looks, first of all, it looks beautiful, like really well done. Looks like a little mini notebook, which it actually is, because what they did is they made it to be just like one of the doctor's notes. So, you know, if you want some extra backstory for the game, you read through here, you see there's a picture of like one of the soldiers' skeletons or something, and she's writing down, you know, the notes of what they've discovered, and look, there's some weapons designs in there and things. Really, really cool book. I'm going to take some time to properly go through this all, and I just thought it was so cool. And the thing is, at the back of that, you know, oh, it ends, right? But back there, you slip out, there's all sorts of papers. Like, I couldn't believe it. It just goes on and on, this set. There's actually a picture of, what does this say? This is like a kind of a note, a postcard type thing with a photo that says, you know, threat incoming, but it's like, what's the threat? And kind of thing like that, and I'll read through and find out more about that. Let's see, what are these? It's cool how they did this. There's even, like, see this? This is kind of, to me, this is like, in their world, it would have been like one of those newsletters that a kid on the street hands out, and you know, so, oh, look, you know, read the newest thing that's going on, and it's just kind of updating thing. There's a picture of someone figuring out, like, oh no, what's that armor, or what's this thing on the armor of the elites, and kind of things like that. So it's just filled with lots of little details, lots of cool little pictures in it. There's even a map. Give me a second here. You gotta be very careful with these, because like I say, it's in great shape. Like, somebody took real good care of it. So if you forgive me for a second, yeah, here is a map, and like, I guess this is supposed to be the world all destroyed and whatnot. You can see the giant craters obviously over here and like over here. So there's been some crazy war going on, right? But I just thought for a collector's edition, you know, I almost regret not buying it at the time, but for the fact that I got it now for $10, I'm really happy about it. It definitely adds to my collection. I love the Halo games, big fan of them, so having that is pretty cool. And like I say, I'm a big fan of having collector's editions because they look the nicest out of everything. And yeah, I just enjoy having them, you know, add them up on the shelf whenever I get shelves, because as you can see behind me here, still got that pink insulation. Just did all that work recently too, so hopefully eventually we'll have some walls up and stuff so you guys can stare at some nicer things, or I'll have some, you know, posters in the background or whatever. So, but you know, little things at a time. I can't get it all done right now. I got work and stuff too. But let's see. I think that, guys, that might be everything. That's all the stuff I picked up. Although it's quite a bit. Like, I was surprised. For 2 weeks of work, I got lots of stuff. I got tons of extra controllers. I'm gonna have controllers forever. If I have friends that need some, I'll, you know, trade it to them for a game or sell it to them so I can buy another game or something like that. Like I say, I'm not a reseller. Like I don't purposely go into these stores and buy these games cheap and these controllers cheap to turn around and go to the pawn shop and go, here, what do you give me this for? You know, it's not like that. It's if I have friends in need, or, you know, they need something fixed or whatever, no problem. I have it. I can use it for that. Or if I really, you know, I really want a game and it's just way too expensive, well, maybe I can say like, hey, what's your trade-in value for a PlayStation 1, you know? Maybe they'll give me $10 in trade-in value or $20 in trade-in value, and then I say, well, take $20 off that game over there and I'll get it. And you know, it just works great like that, because then you can build up your collection for those more expensive, harder to find games that you don't want to just walk in and spend $100 on. You know, some of them are really expensive and hard to find, and it always ends up like that. Like I paid I have a Action 52 for the NES, and you know, I pretty much paid full price for that when it showed up at the pawn shop, but I'm in a place that you're never gonna see it again. Like, I saw it once and I was like, okay, I have to get it. I'm not buying it off eBay. I found it sort of in the wild in a place that, you know, there was 2 of them, 2 copies. I don't know who brought 2 copies in, but the one I got was just great shape. And yeah, I'm kind of rambling, guys, but I just wanted, you know, like, that's the kind of thing that I do. I don't like to try and resell unless I need a game, and then I'll, you know, do a trade-in value type of thing, not take cash. I'll see what they'll give me for store credit and things like that, because they always give more store credit than cash, which is really cool, and it just gives you the chance to, you know, expand your collection and whatnot. So that's actually everything, guys, other than, you know, the connectors and all the cables that came along with, like, all those PlayStation ones and stuff. Although, I gotta admit, some of them are not, you know, the actual ones, but I guess it's just because the people at the stores don't really always know what hookups go with what, which I understand. You know, I don't know every video game yet, so I might be passing up lots of things that I don't even know are actually games, but they are, things like that. So, yeah. I guess that's it for episode 2 of my games pickups, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know I certainly did, because, you know, I got all this extra awesome stuff, so thank you again so much for watching. I hope you, like I said, I hope you enjoyed seeing it. I hope you have some good luck like I did finding and collecting games. I hope you enjoy collecting and stuff. It's, you know, it's just a fun hobby to have. So, everybody, have a great day. Take it easy, and we'll see you in the next episode.